Hello. Hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday night. You know what that means. It's time, once again, for everybody to get on board the ZETZ train, baby. Welcome, once again, to another episode of the Kamen ZEZTZ-udan, the only show on the internet where we watch Kamen ZEZTZ live and then have a lengthy discussion after what the fuck we just witnessed. I am, of course, your host with the most, the mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286, call sign Henshin. How's everyone doing on this lovely Saturday evening? We're back on the live spin, man. We're back on the live circuit. It's been a couple of weeks. I do apologize, just weird circumstances. I had IRL events a couple of weeks ago, and then last week I got sick. But this week we are good. We are ready to go. We are in the zone, people. We're in. Are you guys ready for what's to go down tonight? Are we going to get our boy back in suits tonight? Are we going to see more gore nightmares tonight? Are we going to see just how deep, how low 3 is willing to go? Are we going to see more Zeeg? Because I feel like he's going to keep popping up. He's our Dan Kuroto now. He's our Kuroto Dan now. That's Zeeg now. That's hilarious. But there's so much going on. And we are possibly on the precipice of either Minami or Nem becoming a writer. Like, there's so many things going on. But we know for a fact tonight we're seeing Nox's second form. Which, honestly, I think we're a little overdue for. But we're getting it. We're finally getting it. And I could not be happier about that fact. We're finally going to see Homeboy get his new form. And from we've seen in the previews, dude's going to be jacked as fuck. But first, he needs to break through from 3's mind control. Dude, that is such a disrespectful thing that he used 6 capsule for that. You know what's funny is that I was thinking back to how 3 killed 6. And I'm like, why did that death hit harder than any other death we've witnessed so far? Was it because I was thinking about it, and I thought it was like, maybe it was the fact that her physical body turned to sludge. But no, I think it was because it literally left an impression on the wall. It left an impression on the wall, and it somehow also left an impression on the viewer. Like, I feel like that was the whole thing. That it was to leave a lasting mark on the viewers. Right? And so the symbolism of her being imprinted into the wall was what stuck with me the most. And ultimately, I think that was a good choice because it just makes you hate 3 that much more. Because that's like, I was thinking about it, I'm like, why did that death sting more than the others? But at the end of the day, it's kind of weird that apparently Baku's premonition was classified code information. 3 is the type of person to get the firing squad on someone for eating the guy's sandwich and making the guy believe he ate it even though 3... Yeah, no, I can see that. He's like the king of gaslighting. Let's be fucking real. 3 is the gaslight king. That's what he's doing. He be gaslighting people. But ultimately, like 3, I feel like there's going to be a break. Right? Something's going to go down with 3. I don't know what exactly is going to go down. But at some point, he's going to have a mental break. Yeah, Zeroider's coming back in this episode, too. That's right. Zero's getting back into his bike form. Though I think the biggest question And I found it hilarious that Tokusatsu actually posted it, but I think this is the biggest question we have about this. What's the deal with the headset they put on Zero in the real world? What's the deal with that? Like, is that literally going to block off parts of his mind? Like, is it going to... He's in VR, but... Oh, you know what it is? Maybe the device prevents him from going back to sleep. Maybe it, like, shocks his brain whenever he tries to go to sleep. You know? Because you can't get the knowledge out of his brain if he ain't sleeping. You can't get the info out of him if he's knocked the fuck out. Can't get it. I don't think, no. Because here's the thing. I'm convinced that headset was in the real world and that code put it on him. So I don't think it's to help provide the information. I don't think that's what it's for. I genuinely think it's to prevent. And considering how Zero looked like with the helmet on, it definitely looks like he's being zapped awake. It definitely looks like he's being forced awake. You know what I mean? In a sense, I want to believe Zero had a premonition of his own. Right? Because I feel like even in the premonition that Baku had, Zero knew that he was going to be betrayed. You know? Zero might be a writer in the crossover movie. You think? I can kind of see it. Kamen Rider Zero. What do you mean I'm losing you? Oh, the movie trailer came out? Oh, I gotta go watch that. I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it. Okay, so he's not a writer. He's just... I don't know what to call those forms. I guess Lord forms? But he is not... If it's a Lord... If it's an Invoker belt, that's not a writer. That's something wholly different. I do not call any of the people who use the Invoker system Kamen Riders. Those are not Kamen Riders. They're totally different. Because that... Pseudo, which means rival. Either or. But, like Knots tonight. Yeah, but that doesn't make him a writer. That doesn't make him a writer. There's something... Yeah, I would say pseudo-writer, but I wouldn't even call them that. They are some kind of writer in essence, but they are not truly Kamen Riders. They're not truly Kamen Riders. You know, like this kind of thing. I think Mad Rogue, a Kamen Rider Rogue, I think qualifies. As well as Mad Rogue. All right, 10 seconds. Let's head over to our cinemas, folks. We got to head over. All right. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. He is. Fucking Zeke. I want to believe that is an actual VTuber model of Nemlin, and like they just had the actress that plays Nem puppet it. That's what I want to believe. Why is it? That is just in big text in the bottom left. Is he live streaming? transition.
しかもそのコードソムニアによってネムやナイトメアを2次元でしか認識できなくなってる。
何なのそんな改ざんをするコードソムニア。
Okay, you remember you were an agent, but you don't remember what code Somnia is. You don't know what it is?
コードのシステムだ。
お帰りなさい司令官。
Why? Okay. Why is he back in the robot suit?
ああ、そのコードソムニアを破壊すればみんな本当の自分を取り戻せる。
もし俺が消されたら全てが真実だと証明される。
藤見さん、
まさかコードに狙われたんじゃ。
助けに行かないと。
いくらエージェントだからって危険だよ。
コードに対抗するためには Z ドライバーの開発が先決だ。
待っていられない。
Okay, are they gonna explain why Zero's back in Zeroider?
取り戻すんだ。コードに奪われたみんなの夢を。
Reclaim the dreams, baby. Good luck. So I'm a little confuzzled, right? Like they're kind of like already throwing stuff here that like doesn't innately have an explanation right away. Clearly, Fujimi remembers some things, but not all. He doesn't truly understand actuality what's going on. The disappearances are still real, but it's not inspiring knowledge of the nightmares, if that makes any sense. Like, it's just I don't know, like I can't say the dream is breaking because they literally have not done anything to affect Code Somnia in any way. So why would they suddenly have some sort of inkling of what's going on? You know? I don't know. Like it's kind of weird how it's phrased. What is that? That feels very Decade-like, that thing in the background. What is that? I want one of those.
何のことだ。私はここにいるだろう。
三文芝居はよせ。夢の中で何を企む。
睡眠を妨げない。
Nope.
あれを持ってこい。
Yep, yeah, they're gonna keep him awake. They're gonna keep him awake, it feels. Wait. There's no way that fits inside the belt.
こちらできました。
では次の工程に助かるよ。サポートしてくれて。
ゼッツを取り戻したいのは私たちも一緒なので、これがバクの助けになるのなら。
ここか。
So like this show just fully takes place in dreams now. Like we've left the real world behind at this point.
開いてる。藤見さん入るぞ。ナスカさん。一 緒に住んでたのか。
Wait, what?
あるかっていうか誰？
君はマヨネーズくれた。
これよかったら。よろず爆弾。
よろず爆って誰これ？この間の電話の。
まさか藤見さんを襲ったのって。
もし俺が消されたら全てが真実だと証明される。
Oh, what the fuck?
やめろやめろ。
ナスカ、俺を消しに来たのか。
事実無根のデマをネットに流すのをやめてください。
そう言えって上に言われてきたんだろ。
そうですよ。公安の元刑事が暴露配信とかどうかしてますよ。
これは社会正義だ。
藤見さんは間違ってない。小高健生のことを俺は知ってる。
なんだと。おい、詳しく聞かせてくれ。
二人して何言ってるんですか？
The dream!
一体何が。
Here it goes.
小高。
今は訳あって極秘防衛機関のエージェントだ。
あ？
その名もコード。
シャドウ。
二人は避難を。俺はマスターしに来たのか。
So I wonder what methodology do you think they used to break him out of the trance?
では次元力発生器を活性化させる。
Booster!
ゼロは知ってたんですか？コードソムニアのこと。
こんなはずではなかった。コードソムニアとゼッツ、二つを正しく運用することでナイトメアから世界を守れると考えていたんだが。
コードソムニアってジークの力を参考に作られたんですよね。
なぜそれを？
本人から聞いて。あ、やばい、思い出しちゃった。どうしたの？
呼んだ。
There he is!
ジーク。
ほんと呼んでないから。
Oh god, I love this guy.
みんなの心の中に俺はいるんだよ。
また二次元の人が増えた。
あ？
Wait, what?
増えた？
みなみちゃんにはナイトメアがそう見えてるの。この人には近づかない方がいいよ、ラジャン。
ああ、コードソムニアの影響か。
He's oh my god. I love that anime model. I love that model of him.
目指した未来がこのざまか。
まだ諦めたわけじゃない。バグが夢を取り戻そうとしている限り。
Wait. When they put the device on him and they block him out. Wait. Wait. I think I might be getting ahead of myself. Come on, big money.
私も私の夢を取り戻す。
そうやって世界平和を守ろうとしていたんですね。
どうせナイトメアには太刀打ちできないってのによ。
叶うよ そう信じていれば必ず。
よし、あとはこの工程が済めば完成だ。
え、もう？
一度目は試行錯誤したが、作るのは二度目だからな。
Oh, little perfection.
ゼロ？どうかしましたか？ゼロ？
They got him. They got him.
止まっちまってんな。
なんで？ゼロ？ゼロ？おーい。
Yep. They're zapping him awake.
悪いですが眠らせませんよ、ゼロ。
ゼッツドライバーは作らせない。
気づいていたか。
ゼロ？あと少しで完成ですよ。ゼロ。
コードに拷問で叩き起こされたんだろ
そんな。どうしよう。ゼロ？ゼロ？
Baku, you need to come back to base, my boy.
セブンを始末するのも時間の問題だ。
考え直せ。セブンなら世界を変えられる。誰も犠牲になることなく、ナイトメアから世界を救えるんだ。
Uh-oh. Ooh. 5 is starting to believe!
俺が守ってやる。
世界は俺が管理する。コードソムニアの力でな。
Look at that twitching.
このままじゃ間に合わない。
ポンコツ司令官だぜ。
何してんの？
あいつらばっかり拷問しやがって。
Oh, come on, Zeke. Don't be a dick.
どいてろ。お前に悪夢を見せてやれよ。
Wait. Wait.
どうした？
He's trying to knock him out.
また三文芝居かゼロ。
死んだのか？気絶してる？
まさか。5、夢に潜入しろ。
He knocked him the fuck out. What the hell?
動いた。
ジーク、お前の仕業か。
悪夢にお帰り。
Zeke, I'm starting to like you, motherfucker.
俺だって叶えたいんだよ。
Zeke,
あなたにも何か夢が？
Zeke, I love you. Thank you. Zeke, you're the man.
ただゼッツに悪夢を見せてほしいだけでしょ。
さ
He got knocked the fuck out.
よし、これで完成だ。
できた。
あとはバグに届けるだけだ。
Ding, 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 ding.
どうやら俺の出番だな。俺を乗せてけ。
お願いします。
Zeke, I don't understand what's Zeke. Why are you being the goat now? Oh, never mind.
ひょっとしてみんな夢いっぱい。
He just keeps getting the shaft every time. I love it. He just keeps getting shafted every time. I love it. This, bro, when it comes to characters like this, Takahashi's unbeatable, man. The cool little joke characters that just pop in and out. I'm gonna call him a joke character.
そこ動くな。
藤見さん、ナスカさん。
小高、何があったのか知らないが、お前がやってることは正義とは思えない。昔のお前はどこに行ったんだ。
あんな悪夢を経験するのは自分だけでいい。
Okay, so that part is still intact.
人の夢で好き勝手に暴れるナイトメアを。
ナイトメア。ナイトメアを許すわけにはいかない。そうだろ。
Up, 5 intercept.
ドライバーをセブンに届ける気ですね。
3の指示で妨害に来たか。
ゼッツはコードにとって危険因子だと。
それは権力に取りつかれた人間だ。
Oh.
今は我々エージェントが争っている場合じゃない。
あなたは何と戦っているんですか？
愚問だ。君の父がナイトメアの犠牲となり、君を預かった時から。
Wait, what? Backstory!
君を教え、鍛え、共に戦った頃から変わらない。我々の敵はナイトメア。それだけだ。そこを通してくれないか、5。
俺はコードの番犬だ。
Uh-oh.
その武器を下ろせ。小高。
Wait. Wait. Oh, classic! That was beautiful. I loved it.
小高さん、あんたの本当の姿は、本当の夢は、俺が取り戻す。
The boy is back in town! Impact! He's on it, baby. Henshin. Oh, the classic! Oh, it's good to see you back, baby. Bringing it back, old school. Let's go. If anyone should have to suffer through bad dreams. Wait, what? What? What is it?
コードの番犬だ。
Oh, 5's got to go on the run.
それが指令なら
Because Zero is the leader. Oh my god.
ありがとう、ファイブ。
Shock the system. The king is back, baby.
俺は
目覚ましたか、小高。
あ、
戦おう。俺たちが目指す。俺たちの夢のために。
Shake the hand, baby. Shake the hand. Yeah. Yes. It's official. Wait, I thought he was getting a new form this episode. Wait, what?
仮面ライダー Z。
この男は永遠の闇をさまよう。
取り戻すんだ、みんなの夢を。
それが開始家の使命だ。
闇に消えろ。
どんな闇だろうと光で暴く。
Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's take a moment here. Let us take a moment here. Let's take a moment. So, kind of crazy. Hear me out on this. Weird for them to tease a new form for Nox 2 episodes in advance. I don't understand what the decision behind that was. It just felt weird that he's back on our side. He truly is. It just felt weird that they teased it 2 episodes early. They teased his new form. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, it's an interesting ploy that they did that. Because if y'all remember the previews from last week, they actually showed us that new form. And yet, they actually came back here and said, yeah, it's not the we said it was the last episode. No, here it is in the new preview. It's an interesting move. I will state that for a hundo. That was an interesting move. Now, my big question though is that now that like ZEZTZ and Nox are officially the team, what happens next? Right? I still find that funny. I swear that has to be a rigged VTuber model. I swear. Is what they did with the Gore Nightmare didn't appear in an episode till yeah. So like right now, our big thing is like what's going on? Because we saw one Gore Nightmare, and she interacted with the lady, and now the lady's kind of like faded back into the background. So like, what happened there? Like, yeah, nothing came of that. Punching your nightmare gets you your new powers. I mean, I have a lot of nightmares. I don't know. But the way I see it is that actually, now that I think about it, kind of on an aside here, I mean, it's a punch, but I feel like it's also like symbolic. It's not an actual like punch him, unless in the preview he was punching him in the face or whatever. Because like remember they both when Catastrum happened, both Baku and the Catastrum Nightmare were trying to punch each other, and then their fists collided, and that's how they did that shit. Gores feel like they're an afterthought for you. I mean, it's weird that they're not implementing them in, I don't want to say in the right way, because I don't know what the right way is, but it feels like they're definitely holding off on them. Because here's the thing, we're getting near to the wire. We're getting close to the end. We are, 13 episodes away from the ending? And it doesn't feel like these guys are going to be huge players until maybe like the last 8 episodes. That's what it feels like to me. Because normally when you have like big bads in these kinds of series, they'll usually wait till the closest, but at the same time, Takahashi doesn't want to leave us out in the cold, right? So he's been teasing them. He teased one with Zeeg, and then he teased one with the lady, and there's 2 more that we haven't seen yet. And then I think someone said Catastrom counts as one. So that means there's only one we haven't seen yet. So the question remains at that point, like, I mean, it would be cool if they like started making themselves known right now, but the problem is that you kind of already set up Code as like a big player here. You've set up 3 as the guy, as a power-hungry motherfucker. That's what you've set him up as. So in order for us to focus down on the gore nightmares, Catastrum's called Catastrophic. I'm going to call him Catastrum because I think it's cooler. But the thing is that clearly they're trying to knock out this code plot line before the gore nightmares become of any importance. So if I had to guess, because we're on episode 37, right? The next 3 3 dies in the next 3 episodes. 3 is just donezo, like in the next 3 episodes. And then 0 takes back control. We're back in business. The nightmares will be stopped. Code's the good organization again. It all comes down to 3 and his abuse of power. Right? Once he's out of the picture, the gore nightmares take center stage for the last 10 episodes. That's my prediction on that matter. Because it just seems kind of weird to me that they would go so far as to kind of like, make this an important plot. But hell, it's kind of weird that they were doing it now. But then you've got to realize we need time to make the gore nightmares relevant. And so they've been teasing them here and there, but when they haven't put their full foot down because they have another plot line they need to... They have another plot line that they need to close, another plot hole they need to fill in, and that's Code Somnia. So once that's resolved, then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the final battles, right? Because you got to believe behind the 4 gore nightmares, there's one controlling them all. There's got to be one. At minimum. Right? Because there's no other way. Because to destroy the 4 gore nightmares, and it's weird that you would have your final villain be 4. Right? Well, you say you bugging like that. No. There was a bug. There was a bug. I just smacked it. I'm having a little bit of a bug infestation as of late. I gotta get maintenance on that. Anyway, so it's weird that we only have like 4. Like we have 4, right? Because that's not normal for Toku, right? Usually comes down to one big bad to rule all the other big bads, right? The Oblivion Gore is definitely Nem Nightmare and the leader. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that like the way it's going to work, I think, is we're going to settle. And this furthers the prediction. We're going to end this Code storyline by episode 40. Right? By episode 40. And then we get to, from there on, each Gore Nightmare is going to take 2 episode arcs each. So you got 41 and 42, then 43 and 44, then 45 and 46, then 47 and 48. Amongst those 8 episodes, there's going to be revealed that there's a power behind the Gore Nightmares as like the one above all. And then 49 and 50 is when we get down to brass tacks. You get me? I feel like that's the way they're going to go about it. The Lady Gore's Decay. So these guys are the Four Horsemen. Is that right? War, hunger, famine, and death. Hmm. So if Gore's Decay, that would probably be closer to famine. No. Oh, it's war, pestilence, hunger, and famine. Sorry, that's right. Death isn't a Four Horsemen. Death comes after the Four Horsemen. War, pestilence. So yeah, decay, pestilence. If I had to guess, catastrum or catastrophe would probably be war. The one that was with Zieg, I would wager is hunger. No, wait. No, I'm sorry. It's war, pestilence, hunger, and death. Because hunger and famine is like literally same word. So it's war, pestilence, famine, and death. Right? So the way I see it is that war is catastrophe. The female one is pestilence. The one that interacted with Zieg is famine. And there's one unaccounted for that's death. Nox doesn't have a gore nightmare. No, his wasn't a gore nightmare. It was a regular nightmare. But remember, because it was easily defeated back in the premonition, so when it bring it back, because we never took care of it, it was never taken care of. It happened in the premonition. So Nox got to get through that again. But this time it's not Baku the one to destroy it. It looks like this time Nox is going to finally face his fears on his own. That's what it feels like to me. Right? And it's going to mean more because Nox is the one to do it. Nem is the holder for the Oblivion. Oblivion, I think, would be death. Because that's a synonym right there. And when you look at Zieg, the way he reacts, the way he acts, he hungers for bad dreams. That is definitely famine. So that definitely tracks. So catastrophe is war. The female one is pestilence. The one Zieg has is famine, and then the last one is definitely death. The Punish Gore Nightmare we saw only once. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Rider punch. Rack with the punch. Thank you. Thank you very much. How you doing, Rack? Good to see you. Good to see you. Drop it in to punch you, then run. I appreciate that, Rack. You have yourself a wonderful rest of your night, man. Good to hear from you again. But, yeah, my whole deal is that, like, Midnight Form is from that Nightmares Can. Yeah, but that's not a gore nightmare. That isn't a gore nightmare. That was a regular nightmare. Because again, why would you have Baku kill a gore nightmare so early in? That seems kind of weird, doesn't it? Baku didn't even have like a special power for that joint. That just fucking just knocked that shit out. Yumi got a Mario Maker 2 run again sometime? Maybe. Well, definitely hit me up. We can talk about it. We can talk about it, Rackman. But yeah, Phantom. Yeah, that definitely feels like it'd be weird for them to like kind of have Baku steamroll him if he's a gore nightmare. Especially considering at that time he didn't have his power-ups yet, like his major power-ups. So to me, it's definitely a case of this is just a thing in the world. Why was 3 barely in this episode? I mean, come on, man. They showed him he had a power up last episode. They're using him sparingly, especially considering right now with 5 still following 0. They're showing that there are people within Code that isn't buying into 3's hostile takeover. So the way I see it is that like they're using him sparingly until we get to the last 2 episodes of that arc, and then he's going to go ballistic, and then he's going to die. That's the way I see it, right? That's why I'm saying like right now they're using him sparingly. Next episode is also going to be kind of like light. We're not going to see 3 a lot next episode. It's once he realizes like, yeah, things are starting to turn against him, and his back against the wall, that's when 3's going to get his hands dirty, right? Especially when Nox gets his power up. That's going to set him off. Because now he realizes the odds are against him, because he's got 2 people with freaking rider powers that are going to fuck his shit up. And then on top of that, agents within the organization still follow 0 as the leader. So at that point, he may be the de facto leader of Code, but if he's got his subordinates turning on him, at that point, that's when I think he's going to actually go psychotic. That's when I think 3 is going to go ballistic. And the reason I believe that is because it seemed weird to me that 3's capsum is called Extra. Like, am I the only one who found that weird? That his capsum was called Extra? Because, like, to me, like, he's been pretty calm, right? He's been very meticulous, very measured in his emotion, in his... And here's the thing. When you look at the capsums, they're supposed to represent emotions in a way. So knowing that, why is his called Extra? Now, if you look at the intro, right? If you look at how he acts in the intro, he has the ability to be a little extra. And I think that was kind of like what they're alluding to there, is that he's going to lose his mind. He's going to lose his cool, and he's going to be extra about it. So dude is going to go full mental breakdown and lose his fucking shit. He will truly be extra in the emotional case. You feel me? Because again, like, because apparently being extra is an actual emotion. Or actually, I should rephrase, the invoker capsums are usually based on emotions. I can't really say that on ZEZTZ-'s behalf, because his are like actual uses. His capsums are actual like things he can do. But when you look at the invoker capsums, those are emotions, I think. I don't remember. No, 5's is spark. Okay, no. Forget I said that. I just realized that I'm way off base on that one. I'm way off base. Because I just realized that 5's is spark and Nox's was just break, I think. I could be wrong about that one though. I don't remember. If anything, like extra in itself kind of sounds like it should be like a higher power up. You know what I mean? Then again, there were a lot of power ups that like existed for the sake of existing. Like I can name a couple of Giga Memories that just felt like they were there to fill a hole. You know? Like, I'm looking back at Double, and I'm like, there's a few of them that just feel like that in concept shouldn't have worked. Right? Because the name didn't sound like you could build a premise out of it. So how do I put this? I think Tomorrow, is like the biggest one that stands out to me. Because, like, you could have called it Time. Why'd you call it Tomorrow? You know, I felt like that was a weird one. And God, I can't remember. There was one that never got used in the show, but you see it when Eternal uses it, and I forget what it was called. Was it the Z one? I don't remember. But there were a few that feels like sometimes there are power-ups that just feel like they're there to fill a quota. But because no one actually uses them in the show, or they do and they barely get any use. Zone. Yeah, Zone is the one that he uses to summon all of them. What does that even mean, Zone, in that case? In terms of a Giga Memory, what is Zone supposed to do? Because the name and then what you see it does in the show kind of doesn't, in the movie, doesn't kind of track. You wish 3's power was called Paranoid? I mean, yeah. I could see it. But, I don't know. Like, he is, I mean, to be fair, no, 3 has not shown himself to be paranoid. But he does come off in a way that's meticulous enough to be like, possibly he is a little paranoid. Of what, though? I don't know. He's definitely paranoid about Baku. That one goes with... All he does summon all the tier 2 Gaia memories in the maximum vest. Yeah, but looking at that and looking at the drive called Zone. What does that even mean? Zone. And it's summoned that what does that mean? What does it mean? That's why I say sometimes that some power-ups like just exist to fill a space. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like some Gaia memories feel like they're just here to fill a space. Because like or to fill a plot hole. We are along what that means. Ask about Nazca. Okay, Nazca, when you look at the form that he takes on, it makes sense because Nazca, I think, is a name of an indigenous tribe in Mexico. I think. Don't quote me on that. But when you look at but on that logic, and then looking at his form, his transformed form, dude does look like he was like from a Mexican indigenous temple, like a statue or some shit like that. You know what I mean? There were a few indigenous tribes in Mexico that I can't remember the name of because their names were like so elaborate. Xochitzin or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, like they had like the design is very much indigenous Mexican in the way it looks, right? With Nazca, so that is definitely a nod to indigenous Mexican architecture, culture, things of that sort. Are we not going to talk Zeke wanting to drive Zero only to disappear? No, because here's the thing. I mentioned it last episode, and it's just becoming more real as we go along. Zeke is our Dan Kuroto. He is our Kuroto Dan. That's what Zeke is now. Right? Like, he's gonna show up in the fight, and then when he dies, he doesn't truly die, he just vaporizes because at that moment they just decided to stop thinking about him. Like, Zeke is gone from like super psychotic villain to hilarious comic relief. As did Dan back in Xaid. I don't know if Geets had a character like that, but definitely like that feels like it's a Takahashi trademark. Definitely create that one evil character that just becomes this, that ends up like circling back to being just a lovable maniac. If that makes any sense, like everything that he did up to this point now is just kind of funny because like he's doing all this shit not from a position of power. Like, dude is literally at the bottom of the power bracket. And he's still acting in this weird way, and that makes it endearing somehow. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's endearing now. Because when Xaid was happening, I hated Dan. I really did. Like, dude had psycho jokes, but like, he was doing some fuck shit. He was. Dan was doing some real fuck shit. But then he like comes back. He infected himself to the point where now he has 100 lives. And then it just becomes funnier. It becomes funnier and funnier every time it happens. And that's how he ends up endearing him. He ended up endearing himself to the fans. That was not so much a redemption story as it was so much, like it's kind of like how, like, how in older games they have like, like in older games, like you have the high score, but there's a limit to how much the high score can go. So if your score like goes over it, it just resets to zeros. It's like that. It's like that. Like, he's hit the maximum evil of this show to the point that he kind of like wound it back, and now he's a goofy anti-hero now. That's what it is, man. He just looped back. He just hit the evil scare, and now he's just chaotic good. He moved several skills back in the D&D alignment chart. In a V Cinema, we will get a form for Zeke or someone. That's definite possibility. Oh man, I am like so amazed at like how good this show has been from start to finish. Let's be real. This show has been an absolute gem since its inception, and now we're here. Several episodes later, like almost like 37 episodes later, here we are. And this shit still rules. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I haven't watched all of ZEZTZ. I still haven't. But when I saw X-Aid, there were a couple of stumbles here and there. But I feel like over time, Takahashi just learned. And, like, dude just evolved his craft. Like, he evolved his craft and figured out how to tell a cohesive story without losing us. It's crazy just how well this guy... Somehow we really thought all 25 episodes were real and Baku died all to be a premonition. It's crazy, isn't it? He managed to, like, not diffuse. What's the word I'm looking for? He managed to not diffuse. Something. He managed to obfuscate the fact that it was all a dream. It's crazy when you think about it, because nighttime is always hit, and not once did you ever see the moon. Not once, unless the nightmares had already made it into the real world. At that point, yeah, the moon changed. But, like, it never, like... But when it came to, like, not, like, just regular things happening in the real world, at night, they somehow still managed to obscure the moon. They managed to obfuscate that entire thing, only to reveal it at the end. And even then, revealing it at the end of episode 25, we still didn't understand what it meant. We didn't get it at all. We didn't understand it. We saw the moon in the sky, and I'm like, what does it mean? Remember what I thought when they showed the moon in the sky? That he died, and now he was in eternal sleep. Because they shot him and then immediately swung up to show the moon. I thought that meant he was died and entering eternal slumber. And that, like, him having to, like, relive all of that was like him having to, like, realize that it's not real, and he would, like, punch his way back to the land of the living. And then it turned out it was just a premonition. Right? Like, we didn't know what to expect there. It was literally the best subversion that they could have possibly done. It was the best subversion. And, like, I can't believe, like, just how well Takahashi has delivered on the series. Like, I'm sorry to say this. Myth is never going to beat this. Myth is never going to beat this. Like, Myth is, I don't want to say he's dead in the water, but I'm just going to tell you right now, he's not going to reach these heights. Right? Like, Takahashi's created the perfect series. The only person that can top this series is Takahashi himself, and as far as I can tell, he ain't on the writing staff for Mice. He ain't on it. So, guy is like, he's next guy's fucked. I hate to say it. Next guy's fucked. Oh god, so stupid. But like, yeah, I mean, it's not. That doesn't mean that Mice is gonna be bad. It's just not gonna reach these heights at all. Keep this man in the kitchen. Here's the thing. I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because whenever Takahashi is at the helm, it should be fucking celebrated. If we have him all the time, we're gonna get sick of his bullshit, and that's just facts. We're going to get so fucking sick of him if we have him right every season, even if it's gold every season. We will get sick of his tropes. We gotta like keep him sparse. We gotta like bring him back every couple of years, and then have him write absolute gold on pen to paper, absolute gold. Let this man evolve his like writing style even further. Like, Zets could never be at the same animation as Gav fight scenes. No, but to be, yeah. Although I will admit, Gav was weird. Gav was a weird one because to this day I still don't understand the whipped cream soldiers. Why do they need to give them so much emotions? Like, I got flashbanged by that one that was just throwing up in the foreground and the other one coming over with a glass of water or some shit. And that, like why? To what end? To what end does that mean, you know? Like, to me, that's hysterical, right? Like, it's funny, but, like, at the same time, it's like, why? What was the point of that? It's something that I've just never understood. It's the one dish that your mom makes and she makes it again after years and it's still good. Abso-fucking-lutely. That is Takahashi writing 101, baby. The kind of writing is just... that type of writing is just... that's a 1 in a million type talent. So you don't want to overexpose the people to his writing. You don't want to do that because then guess what? We'll get tired of it. And then, like, after that, like, we'll be craving for something better. And then when we hit the height of Takahashi's writing ability, we're pretty much going to be, like, not starved, but we're going to be so used to freaking eating ambrosia every day that when we want something even better, he can't do it because we've hit the peak, you know? Get a 5 power up, we need it. Here's my thing. I think they're setting 5 up. Feel like it was writing to be emotional family jerker. Got that in the middle now to defeat the evil business. Yeah. Here's the thing. 5, I don't think he's getting... 5 is definitely getting a V cinema. They are setting 5 up for a V cinema unless they kill him in the show. And considering he just fucking turned on 3, 5's probably being set up for an execution. So if he doesn't die, that's our V cinema guy. Like, 5 will be our V cinema guy if he doesn't die. Who decided that man is gonna not go further beyond? I don't know. He could definitely go further beyond. It's not against the scope of all possibility. But, like, yeah, to me, 5 is like, if there's anyone in this show that's gonna have a V cinema, it's more than likely him, right? Because it just feels like that's a side character that's like just been kind of one note until now, and now we kind of know what his shtick is, right? We know a little bit about him. I'm like, that needs to be elaborated on. If you kill him off now, that's gonna be like, at that point, you might have pissed off the fans at that point. I don't know. I don't know how people will react to 5's death because he already died once. And 6 is, I know we had more attachment to 6 because, like, she was presented in a sympathetic way to us. When you say 5 is going to be a special, you mean a Toei Tokusatsu fan club special? Because I feel like that could be it. Because, like, maybe? Like, what? Wait, was Knuckle from Gaim? Was Knuckles? Was his a V Cinema or a TTFC special? I don't remember. Like Grandma's like. Oh, Vram, you mean Vram? Yeah. Oh, and to answer your question from earlier, Light Hero, I got into maybe 2 episodes after the First World reboot, and then like I had fallen so far behind that I just didn't get back to watching it again. Gaim Gaiden, and it shows Duke, but it was a TTFC. Oh, okay. So yeah, I could, yeah. You know, if not a V Cinema, then yeah, I could see 5 getting a TTFC special. I could see it. But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like Duke Lemon Form and Kamen Rider Saber. Saber or Saver or Saber? Because I feel like if they actually are 2 riders, if there's one named Saver and one named Saber, that's gonna get confusing really fast. Search it up. I will. But the way I see it now is that as I said, this arc is going to go for another 3 episodes, and then after that, the last 10 episodes of the series is all Gore Nightmare. That's what I'm thinking. That's my prediction, and y'all can hold me to it. And on that note, I think it's time for us to start wrapping up the show here, because my throat is starting to scream at me, and I want to keep it ready for tomorrow. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I hope you guys had a wonderful time just talking at me. I love discussing these kinds of things with y'all. It's always just a fun time. They might make a V next about Agent 8. Who's Agent 8? Have they established that yet? I don't remember. I'm watching the show on the weekly, and you'd think I'd remember that kind of shit. I know there's a guy, our boy Dane comes in here and says he's Agent 8, but don't think that's what it is. I do not believe that's what it is. But, yeah. Hell of a time. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. It was a lot of fun. A lot of great enjoyment to be had. Twitch side, we're going to go ahead and raid into my buddy JC the All-Star. He's playing some Elden Ringage. So I hope you guys will chill out for that one. On YouTube, you ain't got to worry about it, but on both platforms. Thank you all so much for coming out to another episode of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. Oh, he turned off raids. Okay, it's kind of bull. That's horrible. I can't raid a friend. That sucks. Your Gavan cents are technically for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Gavan is going to be weird. I will tell you that one for free. That one's going to be weird, and I will tell you that one for free, because now you're throwing weird shit at us for what makes a Gavan. You know? You're just throwing weird shit at me. All right? So we're gonna see what that's about. Let me try this guy. I've raided into him before, so you should have that. All right, so on Twitch we're gonna raid into Puppet Proctor, but on both platforms, thank you so much for coming to another episode of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. I will see you tomorrow for another episode of the Space Sheriff Gabsudan Infinity. But until then, my name is Callside Henshin, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286, reminding you that the future is yours and yours alone to conquer. So conquer it by any means necessary. I love y'all. You're valid. I see you. Take it easy. And until next time, peace out.